I'm in my living room. Oh wow, you can really see it on camera. I am going to be painting the walls. I'm just covering up some holes. On camera, it's coming up a lot lighter than it actually is, but I did go to Lowe's and try to get a color match for the wall, and then they gave it to me in a satin finish and I need matte. So I went back to Lowe's and got a matte finish. So I'm gonna paint the walls. I'm just sort of filling up wherever I can and patching up holes today. That wall I painted yesterday, but obviously I need to redo it. And I'm just gonna keep going because I have nothing to do. So yeah, and I do want to show you. This is the paint, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna tell me that I don't have to paint because we're renting, but I do this every time we move. And I did buy a 90-degree clamp, so when I'm making my canvas panels, it's easier. And so that's my update. Later on, we'll work on a canvas panel for the next painting once I figure out what that is. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys on what I'm doing this week. It's currently Tuesday. I didn't vlog yesterday, so the weekly vlog is going great. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, it's Wednesday now. I don't think I ever gave an update on the wall, but they are painted, fully dry, and unfortunately I think the paint is a little dark, but at least it's not shiny anymore. Same thing over here, some spots. So, whatever. I'm not going back there to get another color match. I'm just not doing it, so. Right now, I'm going through our hallway closet and packing things up that I know we're not going to use. This is where I keep my tools and board games and cleaning supplies. So I'm just going through everything that I know I'm not going to reach for anytime soon. That's definitely going to be a lot of it. I have to sweep. It's so gross. If you're new here, we were planning on moving out of state, but that ended up not working out, so we're actually gonna stay in California. And we're still moving out of this place, but we just don't know like what's the next step. So we'll see. So I've just been prepping the apartment here and there, trying to just get things cleaned up. There's my little doggy. Hi, Cinnamon. Just trying to get things cleaned and packed and ready, and I have the time, so I might as well do it. Oh my god, I look awful. Yeah, I have to install that back into the bathroom. So I packed up most of the stuff that was in here, except for my tools, because I'm still gonna need those, cleaning supplies, and then first aid stuff. But it's looking pretty good. I did find these two big blankets, and I'm not really sure what to do with them, so I'm just gonna wait. And then my wife needs to go through her stuff, see if she still wants any of that. I feel like I did a pretty good. It was 2 big boxes. There's like some stuff there to donate, stuff for my cousin to look through, stuff to sell. So yeah, all in all, pretty good day. Look at this mug I got my wife. I got it at Target. She loves Batman, so I thought the bats would be appropriate. And I got myself, I'm currently drinking a matcha. I got myself this little ghosty mug. So cute. It was $5 at Target. So I'm gonna eat, take a break, and then find something else to do, I guess. What day is it? It's Thursday now. This is my breakfast. I'm having chocolate milk and Spam eggs and rice, and I'm not really sure what I'm gonna get up to. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. Okay, I haven't really had the chance to film this week, and I feel like you can tell that I just haven't been able to film. The clips are short, and I'm sorry, but I'm still getting used to this. I don't totally feel comfortable filming in front of my family, even though I know that some of them watch my stuff. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm doing now. I built another frame. I messed up on this one though. I tried the jigsaw and it didn't work. I can't make a clean line. It doesn't feel particularly like the best quality jigsaw. So I went ahead and used a handsaw to make my cuts. This is 19 by 11 inches. So I went ahead and mixed my gesso and I used a little tube of paint. And I thought it was acrylic, but it turns out it's gouache. And we all know how I feel about that. So these like little lines here are gouache because it didn't actually mix properly in my base. So it's a little clumpy and I kind of can't stand it. But that's my first layer. That is what we're working with. I guess I'm just gonna use it and see what happens. Hope for the best. I wanted this to give like a different kind of color than the last one. This is more of a salmon color. I actually wanted it to be a little bit darker, but what are you gonna do? Let's see if you can see it. That's more like the actual color. I hate that it's clumpy, but that was my bad. I did try to take out some of the clumps and throw them in the trash, but like whatever, it is what it is. I have to wait 30 minutes for this to dry and then I can do my second layer. It's Sunday. I've showered. This week was honestly kind of boring, but not in like a bad way, like just very calm. I do wish I vlogged more, but maybe I'll try again next week and see how that goes. I just need to get like on-camera shy, so yeah. I did want to talk about my drawers though. I'm sort of rethinking my organization, and I'm looking down because I'm looking at them right now, and I kind of want to reorganize them, really go through them and declutter, like get real with myself and declutter what I know I'm not going to be using within the next year or so. Like there's a lot that I could potentially donate, and it's just causing like a lot of weight in the drawers themselves. And I actually want to move my white one. I want to be able to put wheels on the white one that I have, this white IKEA drawer, and if I put wheels on it I can bring it out here, and then I can use my magnet board and like put an easel on top of this and have my reference in one spot. I'm sort of like thinking in the future, if I do get a room area, whatever, of my own for my art stuff, then I want to be able to make it like as functional as possible. And right now, this not having wheels is not helping. So I really do need to go through these and do some reorganizing. Just because right now, like the way that my system isn't really working too well. Like having my oil stuff on top is perfect, but I need to figure out something with the rest of my crap and really just fix it up. Like I want, and I made labels too. I want like my sanding stuff in one spot. I want my watercolors in one spot. Like I just want everything organized. So I might do that today so it's been bugging me, and one of the things I'm trying to work on right now is not jumping into a project just because I feel like it has to happen. this is just part of like a bigger picture of having OCD. I really just need to focus on the one thing, get that done, and then if I have time, do this. But I'm one of those people that like, if I'm in the middle of a project and I want to do something else, I need to do X, Y, and Z first before I do that. And I also have like project overanalyzing. Like, I want to get it done, so it has to get done right now because I said so. And it's making me uncomfortable that I just haven't started. So I haven't started my painting. I'm supposed to be painting me a Goth, and because I haven't started reorganizing all of my art supplies, I haven't started my painting, which is irritating. So I don't know. I'm gonna have a snack, I'm gonna think about it, and then maybe I'll get started. Okay, see you in a bit. Just got back from the store and I went to Trader Joe's and then I went to Kohl's because I needed some pants. But I wanted to show you what I got at Trader Joe's because I'm gonna make soup today. Okay, so from Trader Joe's, I got arugula, some diced and fire roasted tomatoes in a can for the soup. I did get some yogurt because they finally had some, and it's really hard to find. I got zucchini, heirloom tomatoes. I want to make like grilled cheese with the soup, so hopefully that'll be good. And I'm gonna put one of those tomatoes in the soup as well. I've got my fennel because I use that all the time. I have got white mushrooms, some celery. I got carrots, which I'm actually going to prepare and just peel them and cut them up, put them in some Tupperware. And then I got lemons because I couldn't find limes. And I got the pasta that I'm going to put in the soup. It's like a little farfalle pasta. And that's everything I got at Trader Joe's. It was like 30 bucks, not too bad. There's the towel rack that I have to put back. So this is the breakfast situation. I've got banana and cream yogurt from Trader Joe's. I have vegetables from yesterday, the soup that I made, and I'm gonna just put that in an omelet. I've got my cheese, and I'm ready to go. And I'm watching Tara Michelle right now. I've made my coffee. I just need to add my creamer, and then I can like sit and relax. It is noon. I am not used to waking up this late. I kind of hate it, but that's my schedule right now, so whatever. All right, here's my omelet. Honestly, it looks amazing. I can't wait to dig in. And now I'm watching XO McKenna. I've patched up the holes on this side of the room. Well, some of them. I still have to take down like these. I have to patch up the holes in this side of the wall and some up here on the ceiling. They're kind of small, you can't really see, but after I do that, I'll wait for the putty to dry and then I will sand it and paint. But that's sort of what I've been up to this afternoon. I'm pretty tired. I haven't showered, so I'm not going to show myself on camera because I look and feel gross. There's also like a few holes over here that I'm gonna patch up. So yeah, it's kind of a lot, but it needs to get done. All right, so I hope you liked this style of video. I just wanted to show a few clips from the past 2 weeks, what I've been doing, what I've been up to, and what I'm accomplishing while I have this time off. And yeah, that just includes like showing clips of me here and there, not really made up or anything. So I'm just trying it, seeing how it feels. But I did want to talk about this painting that I started during that week. I have a few notes that I wanted to go over because I'm not necessarily, I'm split in two. I'm proud of this painting, and at the same time I think I need a little break. I think I had a bit of a mental block when it came to this painting. So some of the things that I'm going to start off with, the things that I love about this painting. I love the hair and the bow. And if you're not familiar, this is Mia Goth as Pearl in a clip from the movie. And so I chose this because I'm doing like a little series, and I do want to take a short break before I jump in and do the next one from either X or Maxine. So yes, the first thing I really like is the hair. I'm also pretty proud of the bow or the scrunchie that she has in her hair. I really do like the overalls. I kind of just winged it, didn't really have a plan. I never really do when it comes to fabric. And the lips, they're okay. They turned out okay. But I feel like lips are usually, it's like a huge factor of whether or not you've achieved likeness, and I don't think that the lips aided in any way. So to me, they're fine. I do really like the color. I had a hard time color matching, and I do want to get into why I think that is this time around. Even though I was using my iPad as a reference, I still feel like I had a hard time seeing things, and I think a huge part of it is, one, my lighting, my patience, and my understanding of different hues. I'm just getting into mixing like greens and blues in skin tone. And I think that has something to do with why I wasn't able to really capture the skin tone and the color of the lips. And I do really like the little orange specks that I added at the end, and you'll see. My first issue with this, and I think it just started off bad, was making the frame. I had to do the frame. I had to cut 2 different pieces for the frame because I messed up on the first 2, and that kind of derailed when I wanted to start. And I think this is what I mean by like roadblocks, like mentally, because I was already in a bad feeling about it. Just because I couldn't get the frame right. It came out perfect at the end, but because I used so much energy cutting the wood myself, and it just didn't work. It just didn't come out the way that I wanted it to in the first time making it. So, and this is like my 5th frame. So I'm still learning, but I do think that had a lot to do with my overall energy starting out. So that was like issue number 1 right from the beginning. And then the base color. I wanted my base color to be a little bit darker than what I made it, and you can see it's like a peach color. This made it so hard for me to understand her skin tone, I think, because I'm looking at a peach color and her skin tone is fairly peach with a lot, like white with a lot of red undertones, and I noticed it was so hard for me to figure out what I was looking at just because the canvas itself was already peach. So that was like issue number 1, and I really wish I darkened it, because I noticed, I'm like, oh, this is too light. But even with my base, I accidentally added gouache, and I hate gouache, and it made the base like thicker, and it had clumps, and I just from the get-go this started out really bad. I do want to give myself some props because I've never painted a head at this angle. She's like laying on her arms, daydreaming, and I've never done that. I had to turn my own head to know what I was looking at, and I'm just really proud of myself that at least that looks good, as well as the arms. I really like the arms. I did a good job with just the overall framing of them. Not necessarily the skin tone, because again, I had issues with that. And then it was like the battle began for just to get the eye shape right and her nose. Oh my gosh, what a trip. I was looking at her nose for so long. I was like, I need to take a break. It was so hard. I wiped it like 3 times. I wiped her left eye away like 3 times, and the other one twice. So I definitely started over a few times, and I think I might have left like some clips of that in, but usually I just take them out because I normally talk about the process of this. And yeah, I had to wipe the eyes and nose a few times just to get it right. I didn't want to muddy my paint, and so yeah, that was my only thing. And yeah, I mean, I'm proud of it, but at the same time, I know that now I think I need a little break from oils, just a few days, before I can jump into the next painting. I completely cleaned my brushes the same day I finished it. Like, I just didn't want to deal. And I'm noticing that some of my OCD tendencies are getting into my art practice, and that is not my favorite thing in the world, because my therapist did say, your OCD, like, these are certain things that you have, and as long as they're not hurting anybody, it's not a huge issue, but it is bothering me, and there are things that I'm doing in treatment to get better at it. I don't want to get into that because it's too personal, but I am seeing it within my art practice. There are certain things that need to get done before I even start painting and after. Like, I have to get all of my supplies ready, and I notice a lot of artists don't necessarily clean their paintbrushes. Like, they'll do a quick clean. I deep clean my brushes every single time. And I don't necessarily think that I have to do that. So I just find it interesting that that's something that I'm sticking to. I have to shower before I paint. I can't just paint like in the middle of the day. I have to like be close to bedtime and paint once I've showered. Which it feels counterintuitive because I usually get paint all over myself, and then I feel like I have to shower anyway. So it's just annoying. And then, so yeah, I'm noticing certain habits and things that are making its way into my art practice that I'm not necessarily happy with. I also can't work on anything while I'm working on one painting, which I just think is like another random thing. A lot of people do this. They don't want to work on multiple things at once, but I do feel like sometimes stepping away from a painting and coming back to it even in a few days is better than just rushing through it just to get it done. And I noticed that there was a big part of me that wanted to just take a little break from it, but I wanted to finish it. So this idea that I have to finish a painting in one sitting, when it's oil paint, like the whole reason is you're painting wet on, I'm painting wet on wet, alla prima, and it doesn't have to be so rigid, and I'm making it rigid. So I get, again, just noticing little things about myself that I'm putting into my art practice. These limitations don't necessarily need to be there. And yeah, I mean, this painting was a huge eye-opener. I need to take a short break from the painting. Earlier in the video, I was talking about my my art like drawers, like the organization, and how there's like 3 inches in the back of the drawer that I can't necessarily reach. I didn't end up fixing it then, but I did figure out a solve today. So I'm actually filming that. I'm going to just use cardboard because I wanted to limit the amount of weight on these drawers. So that was another mental thing that I was thinking about while I was painting. Like, I really wanted my supplies to be in order, and I wanted certain things done, and because I didn't do that, I think I was just blocked, honestly. So I guess I have some things to work through. I have some things I want to get done with my organization, but I am proud nonetheless. I mean, I did the work. This took me, I want to say I ended up with like 3 or 4 hours of just the painting part. I did do some painting of her face off camera because I had to get super, super close, and I also just didn't have the patience to deal with filming it and all of what comes with that. So I did take a step back from filming while I was painting her, just so that I could really concentrate. And sometimes, I used to think like, oh, filming is just, it's passive, you put the camera and then you walk away. But it's like, no, it actually takes away sometimes from your practice because you're worried, like, oh, did my camera die? Is it overheating? Is it in focus? Just all these different things that you're thinking about that I didn't necessarily realize until I started doing this. I started filming my process. I didn't always when I first started. I think it took me like 6 months to finally press play and actually be like comfortable with filming myself. So yeah, I mean, I'm also still learning that too, I guess. So ultimately, if you made it to the end and you watched the whole video, thank you. If you liked the vlogging style, yeah, I hope you did. I am just experimenting, playing around, with getting comfortable with myself, with my practice, and the things that I do day to day, and I just wanted to share. So yeah, I am currently filming another video, and next week's video probably won't be an oil painting. I'd be surprised. It's probably going to be like sketching and organizing and things like that, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested. If you want to keep watching my stuff, you can subscribe. If not, I don't, it's whatever. You don't have to. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And if you have any ideas, you can comment. But other than that, I'm going to stop talking because I've talked this entire video. And yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about the process with this one because it was a doozy. It took a lot out of me. So, all right, bye.